Hey, it's Friday again. It seems like we've been kind of consistent trying to check in on every Friday and upload a video here to encourage you guys. So,
TGIF Day,
yeah.
That is it.
Where are we?
We are in the Northwest. We are in Clark County. We are in Louisville Park, which is a pretty good sized park here in our community. And as we have often said, it is November and yes, it's wet today. And so somehow being with you, it never rains.
I know it is
so I like being around you. Yeah, it happened that,
but we have the trusty umbrella
the
there.
trusty umbrella is
just
here.
In case. But that's almost illegal in the Northwest. It's like if you have an umbrella, you're not from around here.
Yeah,
so.
right. Because it's a dry rain in the Northwest. It is a dry rain. So what's on your mind?
Well, I wanted to bring our guest here. Behind us is a kind of a covering.
Picnic covering, yeah.
Yeah.
Fireplace.
And this was a really special place for us because one of our couple of first dates, before we were even dating, we had a church picnic here.
Yeah.
And it just has a lot of special memories. So it's really cool to be able to come back here and revisit, and the time that we didn't even know what was ahead of us in our life and that we'd even be together.
What an adventure.
Yeah, and to be able to just, I don't know, reminisce and have a warm fuzzy.
Well, I actually won your heart over with what was actually in the cooler.
You're right.
Yeah, so what I packed in the cooler, she was actually checking me
out.
I was
impressed.
In light of what I had in the cooler. Yeah, so what I brought to the picnic. So what was it that was so cool in the cooler that you thought was cool?
I think you had like brie cheese and crackers and grapes and not like, because you had your kids with you, so it's not like you just threw in a peanut butter and jelly, which would have been fine, but it's like, this
some
guy's got
sparkling
skills.
Water. I threw some sparkling water. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
So I think it's just really important, especially in the busyness of life, and if you're in that season of life where you're running kids all over, to take a minute to, if you can, go back to those special places in your relationship that just gave you a warm fuzzy or good, makes you feel good. And
rekindles things.
Yeah,
remembering.
It's so important, and you really have to be intentional,
Right, and I think in that when you reflect, there's the ability of kind of like, oh, those were really good times. We've gone through some hard times, and now here we are at another stage in our relationship, and these become even more precious because more memories have built, more connections have built, more sinews of connection. Yes.
And thinking back when we first met at an area like this, we had no idea what was ahead of us and where we'd be now. It just blows me away how much it's like time has gone quickly, but it hasn't in the same breath.
Yeah, I think we were at a big county event yesterday, and had the opportunity to bump into people we had known. Have known, still know. We haven't been excommunicated. They still own us, so that's cool. But what was cool about it is that we shared with one couple that it's been almost 15 years that we've been married, and they just kind of shook their head and went, "No way! Not that time has not flown by." But yes, it has. The children are raised, and they're off on their own. And even when you're in the midst of really difficult times, being able just to pull away like this to a special spot, grab some air and get some perspective, those years begin to click off because you begin to pull together, and those sweet times are actually what get you through. And then when you reflect and you run into somebody, you kind of go, yeah, we've been at this now for 10 or 15 years, you can celebrate.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing this place made me kind of think of is with the holidays coming up, I don't know if any of you guys can relate to it, but I know the first couple of years I didn't have my kids on Christmas morning.
That was hard.
It was
really hard.
Just devastating to me. And a few years into it, after Gil and I had met and we were started to date, he didn't have his kids Christmas morning either. So it's like, how can we soften this blow because it still hurts?
Yeah, I mean, I had my kids on Christmas Eve. That was kind of in the parenting plan. So Christmas Eve was really a special time with my direct family, but Christmas morning really, it just put it flat. It really sucked. I mean, it was horrible, because you wanted to wake up with the kids and your family and be together, and here we were alone. So we came up with another idea. What did we do?
So we just kind of made Christmas morning our adventure morning. I don't think we told anybody.
No.
I don't even know if our kids know until like right now.
Yeah, right now. So if your kids are watching, yes,
our kids,
those people. So what were some of the adventures that I took you on?
Yeah, and you took me on several. One was going up, I think all of it included some kind of little hike.
Yeah, well,
right?
hiking in the Northwest in
On
December,
Christmas.
it's wet. Like November, it's wet. So,
and cold.
And
But
so,
one time we came to a place like this,
right.
and we actually brought packed wood in because we couldn't drive in.
Who packed wood in?
We packed wood.
You packed in the matches. That's what you brought. Yeah, I had all this firewood in my backpack.
Yeah, that's why your body's so svelte.
Yeah, right. That's
yeah.
what. Well,
anyway, and I think the park was closed, so we
were trespassing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So if there's a park ranger out there,
oh well,
you don't know us. What's your name again?
But it was nice because you made a warm fire, and we brought hot chocolate and my homemade biscotti.
Oh yeah.
It was just those were just precious times of working through something that was painful that was really precious.
Well, and it was reframing something that would have otherwise been painful. I mean, it even brings that emotion to your voice even now. I mean, even though the years have gone by, those moments still are bare wires. They still are. They're still sneaker waves. There's still moments in time where you need to jump in the foxhole. This too shall pass, but what do you do while you're in the moment? And so, the creativity of going on a hike, taking you, getting some of those homemade biscottis. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Is it biscotti? Biscotti? Yeah, I don't know how to say it with an Italian flair. But at any rate, it was the matter of taking a moment that was really negative and saying, how can we make it special for us?
And reframe it.
For us.
Yeah.
How can we make it special for us?
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So where are we going this year for Christmas? I don't know, huh?
I think we're home.
Yeah,
because we do that every other year with my kids and everything, and they're all young adults now, so
yes.
Who knows?
They do grow up.
Yeah, but maybe we had them last year, so maybe this year
maybe we can
it's
go
time for another
adventure. So if you see us hanging on a cliff somewhere and we're shooting a video in December because it's wet, maybe you should send the rescue squad to come get us.
I don't.
Who knows? We'll see. I don't know.
More memories.
More memories. Yeah, sure. Why not?
We just wanted to encourage you to continue to reflect on the goodness of your relationship, even when things might be kind of rocky.
Yep.
Just take a deep breath and kind of go there a minute with each other.
Sure.
And to reframe the present maybe, and with the holidays coming up, what can we do differently here?
Right.
Because we're still building history.
Absolutely.
And that takes time.
Yeah.
Right?
More time that goes by, the more history.
Yeah.
And the more connections.
Yeah.
It's all about building connections. It really is. I mean, those are what holds you together in the lean and the really tough times. So the more that you can build positive connections, and when the conflict comes, that's when you say, hey, hold on a second, get behind my wall, and build unity rather than division. And it's those special memories, so that you can kind of hopefully calm those emotions down and think with your head, not so much your heart sometimes.
Exactly.
But it's these special footholds of positive emotions and connections that we can rely on in the tough times.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, anything more you want to share with these people?
One
Because
last
it looks like it's gonna rain.
I know, really quick. I'm feeling a few drops. One last reminder: our podcast is up and going, and please subscribe and
please share
and share.
Yes,
and,
please.
We're still working out the glitches, and it turns out that everyone that's subscribing, we don't know that you subscribed. So if you would not mind emailing us to let us know you've subscribed,
right?
That would be awesome. You just couldn't email Brenda@restoredandremarried.com. And because I don't know, this is the way it works. I don't know, we're still new at this, we're working out the kinks, but we're having fun, and we're hoping that it's an encouragement to you guys, because we want you to stay strong.
There are a couple of interviews that we did at the summit, the Step Family Summit, just a couple weeks ago, that should be coming up fairly soon. So we'll talk to you again, and trust that all is well at your end of the world.
And remember,
if you ain't got the marriage,
you ain't got nothing.
All right, God bless you all.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.